Okay, so here are some highlights from the Apopka video, and I'm not going to comment on every single play, but I will here and there. Okay, so on this play, we're trying to play the ball in, and Brindley does a good job getting wide here, which opens up the field a little bit. And then Sydney is pushing back this player, which is good. And look, this creates all this space that Sydney could run into, and she could check into, Kelsey could play it back to her, and then Sid plays it back to Kelsey, and then we're off. But instead, Kelsey just goes long, and it's a wasted play for us. Okay, good pass by Kelsey. Good. Okay, now on this particular play, as soon as Sid makes the pass, she needs to run into this space. That way when Brindley cuts in, if Sid is here, it's an easy goal for us. Okay, so throughout this video, you will see a couple of times where the player makes a nice pass, but she doesn't move after the pass to set up the 1-2 or the give and go. And then Kelsey does a great job picking off the pass and then finishing. And throughout the weekend, Kelsey did a good job of this, coming out of the back. And when she does, you'll notice she often doesn't just go straight ahead. She picks off the pass and takes it at like a 45-degree angle, which fools the defenders. That happened all weekend and set up lots of good opportunities for us. Okay, here. So what's wrong on this play is Brindley needs to get in on number 16 here. So basically, Bryn is not covering anyone. I don't know if the ball ends up with this player or not, but she's wide open. And part of our defensive scheme is Bryn needs to be ball side, goal side on this player.
You're good, you're good! Stay there! Get in front of it!
Okay, so let's look at that again and see what happened.
You're good, you're good! Stay there! Get in front of it!
Okay, now if Bryn had been ball side, goal side, this girl has a much tougher time touching the ball. That's for one thing. She plays it back, which is good. And then we need to apply like immediate pressure. Okay, and Bryn held off at the end. You saw it right there. Instead of applying the pressure, got to keep going. She stops, turns. That allows the girl to get off the shot. Okay, good. Play it back. Nice. Good. And here we're just really shooting into a player. There's no real chance that ball's going in. That's good. Plays it back. Got to be careful on that. If it gets stolen, it's a breakaway for the other team. Nice. This is very good ball movement. This is how we want to play. Excellent. Okay, here they have a breakaway. Let's see if they play it back to the center back. Okay, so Cameron makes a play. Okay, so what happened there is Cameron deflects the ball, and unfortunately it goes right at the center back. And we don't have time to recover. Ideally, we want a center back right here between the player and the goal to block that, but it all happened so quick. That was a tough goal to prevent. Good. Can we play it back to Addison? Yes. Now here Addison takes a touch, which really wasn't necessary. We could have gone wide to Cameron. And again, you got the pass through. Good job. And a goal. Okay, here, when we see this setup, we saw this a lot in Apopka, so maybe they're doing this now. You have player 1, player 2. First player touches it, and the second player just shoots. I really don't like doing that because the purpose of 3v3 is to teach good soccer, and here you're just really teaching, advanced kickball or something. But when we see this lineup, we want player 1 and player 2 lined up right in the middle. In case they try that, we want Cameron right on the box, but not in the box. And then if they decide to do something other than shoot, the center back would have to move up here quickly because we don't want to leave a big gap in here. Okay, and here's the example. So we didn't close the gap quick enough. Let's look at that again. All right, so a couple things. So Addison has to stay with this player. She hesitates for a second, and that gives her a gap. Cameron's got to come in here and close the gap. And, of course, we'd like, I think that's Nati to cover this player if she doesn't break through. Yeah, so Addison, make sure you stay with your player. And a nice shot by Sid. Okay, now here, we're doing a goal kick. Sid is pointing to Kelsey saying, hit me long, hit me long. But look how where the defenders are. We have this girl here lined up with Kelsey. This girl already sees Sid, and she's shifting towards Sid, which is beautiful. So, and then we have Bryn Lee here. I think that's Bryn, who's one of our faster players, with the defender tight. So what I see is all this open space that we can run into quickly. So here is a good example of where their defense is shifted to the right. Bryn Lee can run by this kid, and we just need the ball like in this area, and then we have an easy goal. Okay, but we miss. Okay, then Bryn Lee runs. And by now it's too late. Now Bryn Lee's running back, so we can give it to her. And again, this is a wasted goal kick. When Bryn, here, let's look at it again. When Bryn Lee comes back right there, this is an easy pass to Bryn, and then give it back to Kelsey. This is a beautiful pass. And give it back to Kelsey in a one-touch finish. Great job by Kelsey, and a nice finish. We don't want to really be making moves in the, I see this a lot where sometimes our players are trying to make tricky moves in the defensive third, and we don't really want to do that. We just want to make one quick move, pass, do something so that we don't give up a goal there. Okay, on these, we went over this several times, and we learned about this during the course of the tournament. We do not want to put corner kicks here, because this is what happens. Often the team will end up with a fast break, and it could be 1v1. In this case, it's almost 1v0. So what we want to do is generally put it right down the line and see if we could bounce it off the chest of our player who's over here. So again, don't put the ball out here in the 6 on these kind of plays for 3v3. Cameron does a good job stopping the ball. Hey, here's one again. This team, Space Coast, gave this to us all day, the long pass, and we really exploited it, and they didn't even adapt to it in the finals. Okay, so on this play, let's look at this again. Addison gets to the ball. Okay, and really this is a blind pass. She just kicks it to the middle, not knowing who's there, and unfortunately this player's there, who has a good shot and just puts it away. So probably the better option is maybe shield the ball off, take it back, and then if Sydney could drop here, we could play it to Sydney, and then we're in business. Okay, here, on this one, let's look at this again. We're starting. Nati plays it back. Look how much space they're giving us. Nati's all alone in the middle. So on this play, all we have to do is play it to Cameron, and Cameron can play it right back. If Nati just goes up here, stays in the middle, Cameron plays it right here to Nati, and then we are behind these two defenders, and if Addison goes here, it's an easy 2v1. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you see a split defense like this, and if for some reason they're leaving it wide open, this girl really should have been here, but she's not. She's here. So if a team makes that defense, play it here, play it back, and our girl goes there, and then we're in a 2v1. See, look. Remember, we want to stay with the passer generally on given goals. Cameron does a really good job on defense here. Nati does a good job getting back to center back. And now we're off. Let's see what we can do. And a nice play by Addison. Okay, here again, this is now the opposite. Before we were in a 2v1 against the team. Here, Orlando City gets behind us. So they have this girl, and if she gets a little wider, if she has a nice passing lane, this girl can come out here. Let's see what happens. They get it to her, but Kelsey reads it beautifully. So fantastic job. Can you get it to Bryn Lee? Almost. Now we should be playing this back. We do. Good job. Okay, we almost score there by Sid. Good job. Again, Kelsey was reading stuff all day, and this is a sign of a dangerous defender when you can just pick off plays and kind of know what the offense is doing better than they know what they're going to do. Okay, this was a goal. Good job. Okay, Cameron, and can we get it right now? Can we get this ball to Addison? Yes. Okay, but it was a good effort.
Get back, get back. Turn around.
Now, can you get it to Addison? Okay, we tried to, didn't get there, but the effort was great. Now get give and go. Okay. Again, maybe a little bit better execution, but the idea is right. Okay, here, Addison scores a goal on this, and that's fine. But the other option would be just hit Nati right about here, and then she could put it in. But great job by Addison finishing here. Okay, here, now on this play, when Sid is coming up, ideally what we want to do, because we have Bryn here and Kelsey here, is for Sid to try and shield the ball off, for that we're pushing this player that way where our two defenders are. Okay, that way if she's forced to go here, it's almost a 1v2. Okay? Okay, so now Kelsey comes up to help with pressure. But that's what we want to do on that play. Okay, this is another example where our center back does not come up quick enough. We have to remember here we're guarding against, you have Kelsey back here. She's guarding against what we thought might have been a touch and a shot. And then right after the play starts, Kelsey's standing, and she needs to come into this area right about here. In case they get past our two defenders, she's right there, and there's no gap for the other team to exploit. And that's what happens.
Let's go. Get back.
Okay, again, we don't need all those little moves. One little move and back. One little move and continue.
Go. Back, Haley.
Okay, and there Sid does a great little move and explodes by. Okay, and again, this is what we want to be careful of. We saw this earlier. Passes to the middle in 3v3 when our player really has no chance of getting it are dangerous, especially when our center back is out of position. So we saw that 3 or 4 times during the weekend. So maybe it would have been better if Brinley drops here to a position where she can, there's a clean passing line. And again, same thing there. Putting the ball in front of the 6 and leaving us in a 1v1 or even a 1v0. So that's what we want to try and avoid. Okay, on this play here, what I'm trying to show is Cameron doesn't have to pass the ball in. Nati has the ball. And remember, we want to play it quick. This team, like no one's guarding us. So just play it into Cameron and let's get going. We don't have to wait. Cameron doesn't have to be the player passing it in. Here there's a huge gap for Addison, and this ball needs to get through here, and this is an easy goal. One little touch this way, and then hit Addison in the gap. But we don't take advantage of that, and it gets intercepted. This is a nice pass by Sid. And now here, we spoke about this earlier, give and go. So as soon as Sid makes the pass, and she does do the go part, but it's delayed by a split second. As soon as you make the pass, especially if you know all this space is here, give and go. Okay, and then the opposite. When Addison gives it to Sid, you have to immediately go, Addison, so that Sid can give it back. Sid had the right idea here. Except our player wasn't there. Okay, on this, I see here, it looks like Sydney is going to be wide open for this pass. We also had Cameron here, so let's see what happens. Okay, now Cameron's open. Can we get it to Cam? And yes, we can. Great, now Sid, go. Okay, and on this one, Cameron really needs to give the ball back to Sid, and we have an easy goal. Look, and there it is. There's the wide open gap, and it would be easier because Sid is going to be wide open here, whereas Cameron has a defender right in front of her. And the defender pushes Cameron outside. Okay, we got hit. This should have been a goal for Orlando City. Let's look at it again. And the problem here is we're not applying pressure. So Brinley needs to get there. Cameron shifts. Somebody needs to apply pressure on this kid. Okay, so Brinley really is out of the play. Sydney's behind the play. This should have been a goal for Orlando City.
Finish, Daddy. Nice, get it.
Okay, and on this play here, what I'm trying to show is understand what's going on with the box. Nobody could go in the box. So if you know that, try and read that, and then wait outside the box right here for the easy goal.
Nice, get it, get it. Into the box.
And great job. Good pass and good finish. Here's Cameron making some 1v1 moves against the top team. I don't know if that's going to work. Can we get it to Brindley? Yes. Beautiful. Okay, and there, nice. Now this was a younger team, and Kelsey really, I would not advise all these little touches against the more advanced team, because if they steal it, we're done. But here I think we're just moving the ball around because we don't want to take advantage of this younger team. They were nice kids. We gave them some words of wisdom during the course of the match. And that was the end of the half. This is our eye play, goes through the middle. Nati give it back to Cameron. Okay, now on this play, Cameron is doing the right thing. She's exploiting the middle space. And Nati, you can continue right here. So Nati doesn't need to go. She's going in to be a center back. But we really don't need that because there's no pressure on Cameron. If Nati goes here and Addison's here, we're essentially in a 3-against-1 situation. Good. Nice combinations. Good. And Addison reads it perfect for the finish. Okay, good. And Nati, go. This is another example of we do the give, but we don't do the go. So if it's wide open, pass and then move for the give and go. And again, we're playing with it too many times. And against a good team, that's going to be a problem. Give and go. Good combination.
In front of goal, Ella. Step up, Ella. Step up, Ella. Go, go. There you go, Ella. That's your goal, Ella. Step up, Rob. Step up on a play.
Okay, and on this play, I would like Addison to drop a little more into this area. That way, if by any chance Kelsey passes to this girl and she steals it, Addison's in a better position to cut off the player. And also, it just gives a cleaner angle. So we don't want to be such a flat angle. So when Addison plays it to Kelsey, just drop a little for it's just a clean angle. She can get it back to you, and then you can go forward from there.
Now go.
And again, there's your give and go. Now drop. Addison needs to drop a little. Good. And she does. Comes in, makes a little move, and boom. And then Kelsey does a good job going to center back. And there's a good job by the Flames. I'm happy they got a goal. Anyway, that's it. Hope you learned a little something. Go Sunrise.